Obviously, Brian Kelly got fired from LSU this past week, and he was a mentor to you. What do you kind of feel like about when you heard that news?
I'm sad. I'm sad for his team. I'm sad for his family. I'm sad for him. And sad meaning he's going to be fine. He's a really good coach. He's going to land on his feet. But these are such emotional experiences, and to not be able to finish a journey with a team is just, it's unfortunate. And Coach Kelly's been such a mentor to me. He gave me a great opportunity at Notre Dame. He helped shape me through that, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And wish him well, and I'll be excited to see where he lands and know that he'll be back on his feet attacking what's in front of him.
Did you meet with him at all when LSU came here?
We visited on the field, but we stay in touch via text. We talk a few times, and I'll see him, in the league. I'd see him 3 or 4 times a year. But we'll stay in touch. Again, he's a guy that has coached a lot of football, who's run a number of programs and been successful, and so successful people leave clues, and I always tend to go to him with hard questions I face in my role. So
it was a little bit of a tough game for your offense against Missouri. Texas also is a very good defensive line, just like Missouri. So how do you kind of approach that matchup, trying to get a little more production out of the offense than last week?
We got to find the space on the field, and there will be space. It closes fast. So much of offensive success is about rhythm. So how do we, I felt like there were times where, we'd go for 4 yards and we'd be on schedule, and, taking on a negative yardage play on second down, setting up third and throws, those aren't going to be formulas for us to be successful. So offensive rhythm, being ahead of the chains, getting into third and shorts when we have them, some third down avoidance would be nice. And then I felt like in the Missouri game, the opportunities we had to finish with points in the first half, penalties took us out of field goal range on, I think, the second to last drive. The last drive of the half, we, I thought, had an opportunity for touchdown, and again, penalties hurt us. So we got to play a cleaner game. All of that, when you're playing these elite defenses, can you stay on schedule? Can you avoid third down? Can you avoid the self-imposed negatives? And sometimes the holds and stuff like that are just a part of playing the game. But I felt like particularly in the Missouri game, some of those were controllable, and we got to do a better job fundamentally, technically.
This is going to be your first time at Vanderbilt that you've gone to Texas. What are you kind of expecting out of that atmosphere? It'll
be a good atmosphere, among the best in our conference, and it's a very proud program, and we're excited for that. We look forward to the challenge of playing in front of an inspired fan base and against a really good team. But I think all those things kind of, just like in any of these situations, the environment will play a part insofar as we allow it to. So if we can handle it early and we can establish some rhythm, I think the game ends up being between the lines, and that'll be where our focus is. If we don't do a good job handling the noise, if we don't do a good job protecting the ball, then you're welcoming, all those people to join in on the game, and that creates an extra challenge.
Do you think the atmosphere can sometimes contribute to, those number of kind of controllable penalties?
It can. That's how we operate. It should not impact how we chase emotions in the game. Like, we don't want to do that, but certainly if we're not on point operationally and we're false starting, then obviously that's to us controllable. So we got to avoid that. And just like any good crowd, when you show them that you're not able to operate, again, you're inviting them into the contest. So it's about discipline, respect, and spirit. I think we've done a nice job in prep. I think we've handled these environments to this point this year. Let's go play well and hopefully neutralize that part of the game.
The LSU game, not your best defensive performance compared to the Missouri game, which is much better. What was kind of the difference that made it so much better against Missouri?
With the LSU game, to me, I think maybe the yards and the points, and I don't even remember what the yards were, but the points, you look at 2 explosive touchdowns. The one where we had the quarterback going down and he floated a ball out and they caught it and we didn't vice it. And they have explosive skill that can do that. But I don't see that as a flaw in the performance of our defense. I think it's an explosive play where we got to address the things we can do to neutralize that play or to get it down faster. The other one was in a pressure. We lost the tight end. We were just behind coverage, and he was able to run for a touchdown there. Again, those plays are controllable insofar as it's. We always say 50% what we play, 50% how we play. So in the tight end against the pressure, can we be into our technique faster? Can we be cutting him off at the pass rather than chasing him down and him outrunning us? On the play on the perimeter, can we vice the ball down better? Can we play to our level in terms of the 50% how? Then you're going to see a different performance in the aggregate. Missouri, we didn't let those balls out for touchdown. I mean, obviously they had the long chunk in the 2-minute half sequence, but on the whole, I felt like they got some plays, but we downed them. We were good in coverage. We stayed on top of things. Texas will be very similar, right? This is a team that has incredibly explosive skill. They find ways to get the ball out on the perimeter, creative ways. So playing well on the perimeter will be huge. And, to be honest, I don't know that that's been a strength for us in terms of leverage and closing spaces out there. And so we've talked about it all week. This is going to be a huge part of our success. That's where, to me, the game will be one for us on defense is how well we can own the perimeter out there. It will be huge.
Texas has gone to overtime the last 2 weeks. They've won a lot of close games this season. Is there anything to that, do you think, of reasons why they have managed to, kind of pull out those close games?
Well, they're good, and they seem to be able to turn it on when they need to and come up with the plays when they need to. Obviously, that has been in the punt return game. Offensively, last week they exploded for yards and points there in the fourth quarter. This is a very dynamic team, and for whatever reason, look, the game is the game. I mean, we don't write the script as coaches, but we hope to have a team that responds the right way, and Texas responds the right way. So I've got a lot of respect for their competitive character. I think winning these games, the last two on the road in overtime, represents a competitive toughness that I respect. And so we're going to have to play really well for 4 quarters, and we know we're going to be challenged throughout the course of the game. I'm interested to see how we respond, and I think we've also shown the ability to take on water and to fight back and all those things, and that'll be important for us Saturday.